Storm Chasers again go all gray. Gray pants, gray jerseys. Omaha across the chest in that two-tone blue and gold. Same with the number below. Big two-tone blue and gold number on the back and the all royal blue caps. 84 degrees our game time temperature under mostly cloudy skies. That brought to you by A+ Dur Heating, Cooling, and Electrical. A+ Dur, your call for a home comfort home run. Flags out and left. Look like they're blowing out toward left. The flags in right kind of blowing a little bit toward right. Maybe a little right to left. We'll see how things play here today. Jose Franco's been really good since rejoining this Bats team. He's hoping to keep it rolling here tonight against the Storm Chasers.
Yeah, and it really hasn't mattered, Nick, whether he worked out of the bullpen or has started. He's been very good in the 7 appearances he has made since being optioned down from Cincinnati in late May. He's pitched to a 1.84 ERA, and he's ready to go tonight.
He has been lights out. Here's Gavin Cross, the left-handed batting left fielder, to lead it off tonight for Omaha. 215, 5 homers, 24 driven in, the number 25 Royals prospect per MLB.com. First pitch of the game, swung on and missed, strike one. We roll just a couple of minutes late at 6:37, game number 87 of this Bats baseball season. Cross has hit in 5 in a row and in 11 of 12. The pitch, it's high, 1 ball and 1 strike. He homered in the series opener last night, 1 for 4 with a 2-run shot in the second. He also struck out. Franco from just above the belt, the stretch, the 1-1. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. Brian Van Vranken calls the balls and strikes tonight. Joe Belangia, the third, is at first. Mitch Tresiak, the crew chief, at third. 2-1 pitch to Cross. A little bit low, 3 balls and a strike. The umpires brought to you by VisionWorks, your official local eye care provider for the Louisville Bats. Nothing night here in the ballpark, but not necessarily for us on the air. Here's a 3-1. Outside, ball 4. Somebody's got to pay bills tonight, right? 5-pitch walk to Cross to start the game.
You said the traditional uniform look for the Bats, and I was thinking, well, you can't have a promotional jersey on nothing night, can you?
Well, you can't. Would not be advised, you would think. Leadoff man aboard for John Rave, the left-handed batting center fielder. 272, 10 home runs, 33 driven in with the Storm Chasers this year. 1 for 5, he struck out and was picked off last night. He's been on base in 17 of his last 18 with Omaha. First pitch swinging, hits a fly ball into right. Haggerty, the right fielder, has it measured, makes the catch for the first down. Rave first pitch swinging, flies to right. Cross holds it first. 1 on, 1 out for the Royals rehabber Vinny Pasquantino. First baseman, left-handed hitter. First rehab game last night, went 2 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. Had an RBI single in the first. Big leagues with the Royals this year. 68 games, 224, 6 home runs, 32 runs batted in. First pitch from Franco. It's off the plate outside, ball 1. Pasquantino on the Royals injured list since June 14th, Flag Day, with a right hamate fracture. Broke his bat on a swing against the Astros and fractured the hamate. The 1-0 is low, 2-0. Had surgery a few days later and is a little bit ahead of schedule from where they thought he would be working back in. They expected him to be out 4 to 6 weeks. He's a little bit ahead of that.
Throw to first. Oh, one hopped it over there. Good backhanded pick by Higgins, and diving back in safely is Cross. Cross, 18 steals and 22 tries on the year.
Will Banfield catching Jose Franco. P.J. Higgins at first. Francisco Urpaez at second. Garrett Hampson at short. Key Brian Hayes at third. Austin Hendrick in left. Carlos Jorge in center. And Sam Haggerty in right field. The 2-0. Pasquantino sends a fly ball out towards center. Moving toward right center, Jorge, the center fielder, makes the catch. 2 outs. Cross holds it first. Bats defensive alignment presented by Tony's Brake and Alignment. Their auto mechanics care about your safety, which is why they recommend bringing in your vehicle for auto repair and fleet service sooner rather than later. Tony'sBrake.com. Don't wait until it's too late. Here's Matthew Lugo, the third baseman and right-handed hitter. Franco peers over his shoulder. First pitch, a swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch from Franco. Strike 1. Lugo 2 for 5, an RBI. Also scored a run and struck out last night. Is hit in back-to-back games. .301 in 27 games with Omaha. 8 homers, 23 driven in. The 0-1, a ground ball right at the third baseman Hayes. Fields it, goes to second, forces cross 5-4. That ends the inning. The Storm Chasers leave one after a half. Omaha nothing, and the Bats coming up on Sports Talk 790. Bottom of the first, no score. Bats baseball brought to you by Miller Lite. It's Miller time. The right-hander Mason Black on the mound for Omaha. First pitch to Carlos Jorge, fouled off, strike one. Jorge, the left-handed batting center fielder, number 16 Reds prospect according to MLB.com. The 0-1, a check swing foul into the mid of the catcher trash, and it's 0-2. Jorge 179 in 7 games with the Bats, a double, 4 RBIs, was 0 for 4 last night with a walk and 3 strikeouts. Out of the box, he wears the high Reds, the red bat socks, and now back in. The 0-2, up and away, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Black, originally a third-round pick of the Giants back in 2021 out of Lehigh, mentioned an Archbald, Pennsylvania native, went to college in the area at Lehigh. The 1-2, inside, 2-2. Made his big league debut with the Giants in May of 2024, was designated for assignment November this past year, and then traded to the Royals in exchange for righty Logan Martin on November 11th. 2-2 to Jorge. Swung on and fouled back off the window of the visiting radio booth down to our left.
Luckily, no one's in there broadcasting.
Nobody's broadcasting. The Omaha video guy in there, but he's got his window open, but it went to the left of that off the closed window.
So we've had one to our right in this series and one to our left.
Doesn't bode great for tomorrow. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss. A shoulder-high fastball. Jorge couldn't get it. He's gone on strikes for the first down. One gone for Ke'Bryan Hayes, the third baseman and right-handed hitter. Reds rehabber. 1 for 4, a double. He scored a run and hit into a double play in his first rehab game with the Bats last night. On the Reds injured list since May 21st with a lumbar bulging disc. First pitch swinging and a fly ball hammered into left. Cross going back, turns around, gone over the seats. Home run, Ke'Bryan Hayes. His first home run of the rehab assignment, and he's given the Bats a 1-0 lead here in the first. He doubled in the game last night. He homers in his first at bat here tonight.
Well, so far the rehab assignment for the veteran big leaguer has gone pretty well.
Yes, I'd say so. His third overall home run this year, 2 in the big leagues with the Reds. And that was stung out to left. A run in with 1 out. Here's Hector Rodriguez, the left-handed batting DH. 290, 21 home runs, second in the league, 56 RBIs, tied for 6th. He had a big night last night. First pitch swinging, ropes one down the right field line toward the corner. It's gone. It just cleared the wall. Right down the line. Home run, Hector Rodriguez. Back-to-back shots for the Bats here in the first, and a quick 2-0 lead. Rodriguez, team leading, 22nd of the year. It's the 7th time the Bats have gone back-to-back this year. They've gone back-to-back-to-back once this year. Here's Francisco Urbaez, second baseman, right-handed hitter. 281, 2 homers, 27 driven in. He takes low, ball 1. Urbaez 0 for 1 last night. He struck out. He walked 3 times in the game. Second time he's drawn 3 walks in a game this year. He's been on base in 7 of his last 8. The 1-0, that's low. 2-0, some distances. The Hayes home run traveled 412 feet. The Rodriguez homer, 365 feet, just got out. Here's the 2-0. Urbaez lines one into left center field, a base hit. Toward the alley, the center fielder raved to pick it up. 3 straight 1-out hits for the Bats. Urbaez singles. One on, one out for P.J. Higgins, the first baseman and right-handed hitter. How far did they travel? Brought to you by Kentucky Tourism. Explore the beauty of Kentucky from outdoor adventures to cultural wonders. Discover unforgettable experiences in the Bluegrass State. Higgins 169, 2 doubles, 5 driven in 24 games of the bats. He takes outside, ball 1. 0 for 3, walk, struck out a night ago. Well, a heck of a start offensively tonight for the bats. Already 3 hits and a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. The 1-0. Higgins fouls it back to the netting. A ball and a strike. Luca Trash catching Mason Black. Vinny Pasquantino at first. Peyton Wilson at second. Andrew Velasquez at short. Matthew Lugo at third. Gavin Cross in left. John Rave in center. And Drew Waters in right field. The 1-1. Ground ball up the middle. Charging at Wilson Field. Steps on the bag. Running throw to first in time. 4-3. A double play to end the inning. Bats go in front of the back-to-back home runs to the second. 2-0 Louisville on Sports Talk 790. Swing and a miss by Drew Waters to lead off the second. 2-0 bats. Jose Franco back to the mound for inning number 2. Waters, the switch hitting right fielder, batting left against the righty. The 0-1. Low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Waters 255, 10 home runs, 37 RBIs in 65 games with the Chasers. Has been on base in 12 of his last 13 games. Did not play in the opener last night. He takes way outside. It's 2-1. Hasn't played since Thursday. Was 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout in that game against Indianapolis. Had a 10-game hitting streak come to an end Wednesday. The 2-1. Off the plate outside. 3 balls and a strike last Wednesday, that is. No reason on why he wasn't in the lineup. 3-1 pitch. High, ball 4. Second walk allowed by Franco. He's led off each of the first 2 innings with a walk. Here's Peyton Wilson, switch hitting second baseman. He'll bat left against the right-hander Franco. 284, 41 Omaha games. 17 doubles, 12 RBIs. Been on base in 11 in a row and in 12 of 13. 1 for 4, doubled, scored a run and struck out last night. First pitch at the knees for a called strike. Hayes, the third baseman, in on the grass. The first baseman, Higgins, holding the runner, Waters, who has 8 steals and 10 tries. The 0-1. There's a swing and a fly ball into right center. Moving toward the alley is Haggerty, the right fielder. He makes the catch for the first down. Holding at first, Waters. And here's Brandon Drury, the former Red. DH, right-handed hitter. 284, 23 games with the Storm Chasers. 3 homers, 13 driven in. Drury has spent some time on the Omaha injured list. Rehab time with the Complex League Royals. Returned a couple of series ago. First pitch to him, a strike on the inside edge. Former Silver Slugger. He's the utility guy in the National League back in 2022. The pitch, inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Pretty good year with the Reds that year, 2022. Hit 20 home runs.
That's right. Hit 20-plus homers in 22 and 23. Of course, as a Red in 2022. Or a lot of the year, at least. The pitch, a swing and a miss, 1-2. He was the starter at third base from the start of that season with the Reds in 22 when they traded Eugenio Suarez to the Mariners. Drury himself was traded at the trade deadline to the Padres for infielder Victor Acosta. The 1-2, low, 2-2. Drury waits. Franco ready. The 2-2 pitch. Nope, a throw to first. Diving back in safely is Waters. Reminder, you can email us tonight. Questions, comments, complaints, thoughts on nothing night, anything on your mind. batsradio@batsbaseball.com. We'd love to hear from you. batsradio@batsbaseball.com. The 2-2 low and outside. Good pick out of the dirt there by Banfield, and the count full. The inbox presented by the Kentucky Department of Fish and Wildlife Resources. Step up to the plate for conservation. Join Kentucky Wild today. fw.ky.gov/KY Wild. It's batsradio@batsbaseball.com. The pitch inside, and that's ball 4. Third walk allowed by Franco tonight. Waters to second. 2 on, 1 out. Here's Luca Tresh. Catcher, right-handed hitter. 274, 8 home runs, 37 RBIs. Tresh has hit in 4 of 5. He's been on base in 7 in a row and in 8 of 9. 1 for 3 here last night. He doubled, walked, and struck out. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1. Our good friend Jeff is in the ballpark tonight. Here for nothing night. Seated down the left field line. Tuned in on the stream, and we appreciate that. The 0-1. There's a line drive down the left field line. That's a fair ball. Toward the line, Hendrick to pick it up. Waters around third, he scores. Throw in is cut off by Hampson. Over to third goes Drury. It's an RBI double for Luca Tresh. And the Storm Chasers have cut the Bats' lead in half. It's 2-1 Louisville here in the second. 14th double of the year for Tresh and his 38th RBI. Second and third, 1 out. Here's Andrew Velasquez, the 9-hitter. Switch hitting shortstop, bats left against the righty Franco. 286, 10 games with Omaha, double 4 RBIs. First pitch, inside, turns out of the way, ball 1. Velasquez 0 for 3, walked, stole a base, scored a run, and struck out twice last night. Has been on base in 8 of the 9 games of the Storm Chasers in which he's had a plate appearance. The 1-0, outside, 2-0. Our friend Alan, batsradio@batsbaseball.com. Enjoys nothing night and the musical stylings of one Al Greener.
Don't we all?
Yes. The pitch, that's low, and it's 3-0. Our friend Kay checking in with us from just over, down and to our left. Says she picked the right time to arrive, right at the back-to-back home runs. The 3-0. Just low, and that's ball 4, and the bases are loaded. 4 walks allowed by Franco here. We're in the second inning. Drury at third, Tresh at second, Velasquez at first, loaded with 1 out to the top of the order, and Gavin Cross, who walked back in the first inning. Reed Cornelius, the Bats pitching coach, headed to the mound to get together with Banfield and with Franco. But Kay said it may seem strange that she's here alone tonight without Dave. Said they missed the last homestand. They were traveling with the family, a great week at the beach. We figured it was something like that.
We wondered aloud.
We did.
And in private. Wondered where the heck you guys were.
She said Dave has a meeting tonight. Hopefully he'll be here in a bit.
Don't think we didn't notice that you came in solo tonight either. We thought Dave was out there at the bar getting a cocktail or something.
We'll get that on the way in.
He'll get that on the way in.
Bases loaded, 1 out. Here's Cross. 2-1 Bats, but the Storm Chasers threatening here in the top of the second. The pitch. Cross takes low, ball 1. Franco, 4 walks.
That's equals a season high.
Equals a career high, in fact. Here's the 1-0. There's a swing and a fly ball down the left field line. Out goes Hayes. That ball slicing, and it slices foul into the seats. It's a new season high for Franco. He had walked 3 twice in a game this year. In his last start in Columbus, Thursday walked 3 over 5 scoreless innings. It's the 11th time in his career he's walked 4 in a game, and the first time since April 8th of 2022. The pitch, tipped foul off of the home plate umpire, rolling to the backstop. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The 1-2. There's a swing and a fly ball down the right field line. Over is Haggerty. It lands fair and hops onto the berm in the right field corner. It's a 2-run double for Gavin Cross as both Drury and Tresh score. The Storm Chasers have gone in front here in the second. They lead it 3-2. A ground rule double for Cross, his 8th Omaha double, RBIs 25 and 26. It landed just fair and bounced sideways onto the tiered berm in the right field corner.
It looks like we're in for another back and forth night here tonight.
Starting very similar to last night's game. Second and third, still 1 out. Here's John Rave. He flied to right in the first. He takes a strike on the inside edge. Infield drawn in for the Bats with runners at second and third and 1 out. And now a 1-run Omaha lead, the 0-1. Down low, it skips by Banfield's glove to the backstop. Racing in from third, Velasquez. He scores standing up, and it is 4-2 Storm Chasers. Wild pitch thrown by Franco. Scores the runner Velasquez. It moves Cross to third. And now a man at third with 1 out. A ball and a strike on Rave. Infield stays in for the Bats. The pitch. Bouncing ball right side, wide of the bag, picked on a backhand by the first baseman Higgins. Underhand feed to Franco. 2 outs in the inning. Nice play by Higgins, but scoring from third on the play is Cross. And that makes it a 5-2 lead for the Storm Chasers. They've scored 5 in the inning. RBI credited to Rave, his 34th with Omaha this year. And now 2 outs for the Royals rehabber Vinny Pasquantino. He flied to center in the first. First pitch, strike on the outside edge. Action underway in the Bats bullpen. Looks like Hagen Danner, the right-hander, up and throwing. Franco about to throw his 39th pitch of the night, the 0-1. There's a swing and a fly ball into right. Haggerty drifting in. He makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But the Storm Chasers send 8 to the plate and score 5. We move to the bottom of the second, 5-2 Omaha. Bottom of the second, 5-2 Omaha. Will Banfield leads off the inning for the Bats. Strike 1 from Mason Black. Banfield, the catcher and right-handed hitter, 263, 7 homers, 39 driven in. Here's a swing and a fly ball foul. Right field side out of play, and it's 0-2. Banfield 1 for 4 with an RBI last night. Has hit in 3 in a row, and that big RBI single in the 6th to give the Bats the lead. The pitch, this is outside. It's 1-2. Here's the pitch, outside, 2-2. The 2-2. Banfield chops it foul, back left of the plate, and the count holds 2-2. Banfield that wide open stance. The righty Black readies. The pitch. Bounced up the third baseline and a foul ball, and the count holds 2-2. Talking about Black earlier, he started this 26 season, his first year in the Royals organization with Omaha. Went to the big leagues on the 19th of April, joined the Royals. Optioned back to this Omaha team on May 5th. Went back to the big leagues on May 27th. Optioned back June 19th. He's been here since. The 2-2, low, and the count full. He's made 12 big league appearances with the Royals this year. No wins or losses, a 3.57 ERA up there. Had gotten off to just a tremendous start in the big leagues. Making his second straight start, he pitched exclusively as a reliever this year before Friday. The payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside edge. Banfield thought he'd walk, started to unhook the shin guard, but he's rung up for the first out of the inning. Second strikeout of the night for Black. One gone for Austin Hendrick. Left-handed batting left fielder, 206, 5 home runs, 11 driven in. First pitch is outside, ball 1. Hendricks hit in 3 of 4, 1 for 3, walked, scored a run, and struck out twice here in the series opener last night. Lugo, the third baseman, drawn in, the 1-0. Strike on the inside corner, 1-1. Hendrick having a chat with the home plate umpire Brian Van Branken, but does not use a challenge. A couple of Pennsylvania natives going at it right here with a man on the mound against Hendrick. Hendrick from the Pittsburgh area, the 1-1. There's a swing and a high fly ball into right. Carrying back his Waters at the wall. Gone! On to the Humana Cabana. Home run, Austin Hendrick. His 6th home run with the Bats. Louisville one closer, 5-3. Storm Chasers here in the second. 3rd home run of the night for the Bats. A towering shot to right. That ball got in the air and just kept carrying. Black had allowed 2 home runs with Omaha on the season. Has given up 3 now tonight. And now Dane Johnson, the Omaha pitching coach, jogging to the mound to get together with Tresh and with Black.
That was a Harry Carey shot right there. It might be, it could be, it is.
Or a John Sterling.
Or a John Sterling.
Or Sean Moth.
Who?
372 feet on the Hendrick homer. You know, grass, track, wall.
Oh, yes.
Chance to remind you the next time you visit Louisville Slugger Field, if you're looking for a more premium experience, be sure to try the club level, a suite rental, or the brand new all-inclusive Whiskey Thief backstop. A lot of folks down there tonight. All 3 provide a great viewing experience, access to the revamped Whiskey Thief Stadium Club, and some of the most unique views of the ballpark. BatsBaseball.com for more information. Here's Garrett Hampson, the shortstop and right-handed batter. He takes a little high, ball 1. 210, 3 home runs, 19 runs batted in. Hampson went 0 for 1 last night, came on as a defensive replacement in the 8th for Key Brian Hayes at 3rd. 1 at bat, a fly out. The 1-0 is in for a strike. Hampson not sure, but doesn't challenge that one. It's 1-1. Hampson had hit in 2 straight games before last night. Infield swung around to the left, playing him to pull. The 1-1, a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. But Black being stretched back out, 3 1/3 innings in that start Friday. So even though he had not pitched in a starting role all year, was able to get through 3 1/3 solid innings on Friday. The 1-2, Hampson swings, fly ball, well hit to left, cross back to the track, leaps at the wall, gone, just into the seats. Home run, Garrett Hampson, his 4th of the year. 4th home run of the night for the Bats, all solo shots. It's a 1-run game here in the second, 5-4 Storm Chasers. Back-to-back homers for the 2nd time tonight. Hayes and Rodriguez went back-to-back in the 1st. Hendrick and Hampson have gone back-to-back here in the second. Here's Sam Haggerty, the switch hitting right fielder. He bats left against the righty Black. First pitch swinging, fly ball left center field. Over is the left fielder Cross. He has a beat on this one and makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Well, meanwhile, how about Mason Black? He'd given up 2 home runs
Yeah.
in 29 and a third innings coming into this game, and he's given up 4 in an inning and 2/3 so far tonight.
Bats have now gone back-to-back 8 times this year. It's the second time they've done it in the same game. It happened twice April 14th here against Toledo. Here's Carlos Jorge, top of the order. First pitch swinging, fly ball into left. In his Cross, he makes the catch, and that ends the inning. But the Bats get back-to-back homers again. We head to the third in a Jim Kelch 5-4 Storm Chasers on Sports Talk 790.
My 4 game in favor of Omaha as we progress to the top of the third. All the Storm Chasers runs came in the top of the second, overcoming a 2-0 deficit to take a 5-2 lead. And then for the second time in the game, back-to-back solo shots by the Bats. It made it a 1-run game as we play here in the third. And back to work, Jose Franco of the Bats. And he gets Matthew Lugo, the third baseman, to lead it off. And the right-handed hitter quickly 0-2. The pitch smashed to first by the diving first baseman Higgins, by him and into right field, and a leadoff base hit for Matthew Lugo, the only Storm Chasers batter that did not come to the plate in the 5-run, 8-batter second inning. Hit number 3 for Omaha in the game, and they get the leadoff man on for the third consecutive inning. The batter will be Drew Waters. Talked about tonight being nothing night, the second one of the year, but there is one thing going on that we absolutely could not do without, and that, of course, is baseball bingo, that great Bats tradition. There is baseball bingo here at the ballpark tonight. You get a chance to win a $50 Meijer gift card, free tickets to a future Bats game, and every bingo card includes a coupon good for $12.50 off any oil change at any Kentuckiana Big O Tires location. So yes, baseball bingo is alive and going well here tonight.
We wouldn't want to go without that.
Cannot go without that. Waters at 1-1 takes the ball down and in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. One of 2 switch hitters in the lineup for Patrick Osborne's Omaha club here this evening. Waters walked his first time. Later scored on the double by Luca Tresh. He swings at the 2-1 and tips it foul over near the first base dugout. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Last night the Bats won 5-4, trailed 1-0 early, led 2-1, trailed 3-2, tied it at 3, ultimately won 5-4. There's a ball hit toward right center field. Hard charging is Haggerty. He gets there and makes the catch. He's already been very busy in this game. That is the 4th put out by the right fielder Haggerty in this game, and he gets Waters on that sinking soft liner for out number 1. The batter will be Peyton Wilson. Wilson, the other switch hitter in the lineup, bats left-handed against the right-hander Franco. He lined to right and Haggerty his first time. In on the grass at third is Key Brian Hayes. Here's the pitch from Franco, and it's in there to Wilson for a strike. Strike 1. Wilson, in his second year at the AAA level, made his AAA debut with the Storm Chasers a year ago after actually starting the year at AA last year. He takes one down and in. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Starts this game at 284 with a dozen runs batted in. Lead it first by Lugo. The pitch, check swing, and he went around, said the home plate umpire, Brian Van Franken. That's a strike to Wilson. And he's in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Franco ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Up and away a ball. It's 2-2. Bronco actually started the year in the big leagues with Cincinnati. Spent the first 2 weeks up there, sent down on the 10th of April. Down with the bats for a couple of weeks, went back up, spent another 2 weeks or so in the big leagues with the Reds. There's a foul ball by Wilson. Option down on the 8th of May, back up on the 17th of May, and most recently optioned down on the 23rd of May, so he's been here a month and a half. As I mentioned in the pitching segment, since he's come back from the Reds, in 7 appearances, a sub-2 ERA going into tonight. At 2-2, a pop-up in the shallow left field. Hendrick comes on. And the left fielder makes the catch. Wilson is retired. 2 men out. The batter will be the former Red, Brandon Drury. Drury, an interesting story. Nick was talking about his time with the Reds in 2022 and then traded to San Diego. He hit a total that year of 28 home runs. There's a throw to first and the runner gets back. That's a career high for Brandon Drury between the 20 he hit with the Reds that year and the 8 more he hit with San Diego. Here's the pitch. Late cut and a miss by Drury and a strike, strike 1. He walked his first time. Did not play in the game yesterday. In fact, as Nick mentioned, Drury did not play at all in that series at home against Indianapolis prior to the Storm Chasers coming here to Louisville. The pitch. Low and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. He has a total of 867 big league games between Arizona, the Yankees, the Blue Jays, the Mets, the Reds, the Padres, and the Angels. The pitch. Taken at the knees, a strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. With a total of 109 big league home runs. Not quite a third of them came that 1 year in 2022 when he hit the 28 between the Reds and the Padres. He takes a 1-2 pitch outside. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Runner leads away at first. That's Lugo. Here's the pitch. And a foul ball by Drury keeps him alive. Lugo singled to right to get this 3rd inning started. Waters flied out to right. Wilson flied to left. Drury the batter now with Luca Tresh on deck. 5-4 Omaha, top of the 3rd. The pitch. Up and away ball 3. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bronco ready to pitch. There goes the runner from first. Here's a ground ball to 3rd. Hayes has it. His only play across the diamond to first and out there to retire Drury and end the top of the 3rd inning. We go to the bottom half. Omaha 5 and the Bats 4 on Sports Talk 790. Five-4 in favor of Omaha as the Bats come calling here in the bottom of the 3rd. Keep Brian Hayes with a solo shot in the 1st inning. Leads things off for the Bats. The rehabber from Cincinnati takes one low and outside for ball 1. Hayes in his first full season a member of the Reds organization after being acquired from Pittsburgh at the trading deadline last year. Hitting 142 in 44 games with the Reds this year. Went on the injured list 22nd of May with a lumbar disc problem. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss at 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's 1-2. Hayes played 6 innings last night, was 1 for 4 with a 1st inning double and a 1st inning home run here this evening. The 1-2 pitch. Up and away a ball, 2 balls and 2 strikes. was mentioning earlier, Mason Black, drafted initially by San Francisco back in 2021. The team that drafted him, the Giants, came within an eyelash of being no hit today by Dylan Cease. Here's a line drive to right center, and that's a base hit for Hayes. So he has 2 hits tonight, adding on to the 1 he had last night. He is on to start inning number 3. The Bats get the leadoff man on for the first time tonight. Dylan Cease took a no-hitter into the 9th inning of the Toronto game at San Francisco earlier today. Final score in that game ultimately was 10-0 in favor of the Blue Jays. The no-hitter went by the wayside in the 9th inning. Cease did get the victory. Parent club of these Bats, the Reds, are underway at home against Philadelphia. No score, bottom of the first. 0-1 to Rodriguez. He swings and lifts one foul, slicing it down the third base side into the seats it goes and out of play. And Rodriguez is in the hole, 0-2. Rodriguez, one of 2 top 30 prospects in the Reds organization in the lineup tonight. He's number 5. Carlos Jorge, number 16. Leaded first by Hayes. Pitch to Rodriguez. He lifts another one foul, third base side. Chasing it, but out of room is Lugo, the third baseman. And the count remains no balls and 2 strikes. So Rodriguez, a home run last Friday at Columbus. A pair of home runs here last night, one tonight. Here's a high fly ball, deep right field, turning his waters. That ball gone, home run. Another 2 home run game for Hector Rodriguez. This one onto the second roof of the Humana Cabana. Give Rodriguez now 23 homers on the year. 3 more RBIs tonight, put him at 59. What a span he is on right now. 2-run shot by Rodriguez, and the Bats have jumped back in front. They lead it now 6-5. I mean, when this guy gets hot, he gets hot. 4 home runs in this series now. Back-to-back games with a pair of round trippers for Rodriguez. Batter is Francisco Urbaez. Mason Black has now given up 5 home runs in this game. Here's a hard hit ball toward the hole. Backhanding it is Velasquez. Comes up over to first and trying to short hop it is Pasquantino. He can't get it. And that's a base hit for Urbaez, who's now 2 for 2 in this game. Nice play at short by Velasquez. He almost had the runner at first. Couldn't quite get enough on the ball. And first baseman Pasquantino trying to dig it out, unable to do so. The batter will be P.J. Higgins. That's led 2-0, trailed 5-2, now leads 6-5 here in the third. Rodriguez came into the day tied for 6th in the league in runs batted in as Higgins takes the ball outside, ball 1, giving 59 now. He's up to 3rd in the league in long ball, in RBIs. The leader has 69, number 2 is 62, and now Rodriguez at 59. Higgins looks at one inside, 2 balls and no strikes. That home run by Rodriguez, by the way, went 403 feet. Here's the pitch. Thrown away, ball 3. 3 balls and no strikes. So the Bats get 2 runs so far in this inning, and they've had 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 so far here in the third. Reclaim the advantage at 6-5. Looking for their 45th win of the year. Trying to get within a game of the 500 mark in half number 2. The pitch. Right in there, a strike, 3-1. Pasquantino holds Urbaez. The pitch and a ground ball to the left of the shortstop. Velasquez gets it, flips it to Wilson at second out. Over to Pasquantino at first out. That's a double play, and that's the second double play that Higgins has hit into here tonight. This one goes 6-4-3. Getting Urbaez out at second base, Higgins out at first. The batter will be Will Banfield with the bases empty. 2 men out, 2 runs home in the inning. Banfield struck out his first time. The pitch. He swings at the first one, hits it toward right center field. That ball is caught and then dropped by Ray, sliding to try to catch that ball. It popped away and out of his glove. Hustling around first and into second is Banfield, and he's in scoring position with 2 men out. That's a straight double for Will Banfield. Great effort out there by Ray, moving into right center field, sliding to try to get the ball. It hit his glove and popped away. For Banfield, he gets his 10th double of the year. For the Bats, their 4th hit of the game, and they now have 9 hits on the evening. The batter is Austin Hendrick. He homered back in the second. The pitch, low and outside, ball 1. Left-hander waits the pitch, and a bouncing ball toward the middle, cheating that way the shortstop Velasquez. He gets it, throws the first in time to retire the side. But a 2-run homer, his second of the night, by Hector Rodriguez, has given the Bats the lead. We go to the 4th with the score. The Bats 6, Omaha 5 on Sports Talk 790. Fourth inning now, 6-5 in favor of the Bats after 3 2-run innings so far in this game against the right-handed starter Mason Black of the Omaha Storm Chasers. Luca Tresh, their catcher, leads things off. An RBI double back in the second, his first time against Jose Franco. First one fouled back. Next one taken low and outside, and the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. Tresh now. Andrew Velasquez, the shortstop, on deck, and then back to the top of the order, and Gavin Cross. The 1-1 pitch. He's fooled, swings and misses, does Tresh on that one. And he's at 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Rodriguez becomes the first Bats player this year to go multi-home run game, multi-homers in back-to-back games. Foul ball by Tresh. He also has 4 multi-home run games this season. One of those, that 3 home run game, and he's now in a 4-way tie for second place in franchise history for most multi-home run games in a season. Here's the pitch. And there's a ball lifted shallow right field. Who's going to get this ball? Urbaez, the second baseman, cut behind the first baseman Higgins and in front of the right fielder Haggerty to get to the spot. Makes the catch. Tresh retired. Leadoff man gone. Brian O'Grady in 2019 had 6 multi-home run games for the most in a season. Brandon Cromer in 1999. Mike Hessman in 2013. Josh Van Meter in 2019. All had 4 multi-home run games in a season. And now we can add to the name to that list of Hector Rodriguez, who has 4. The all-time franchise record is 8 in a career. Here's a bunt by Velasquez to the mound, fielded, bobbled, and then regaining control was Franco. He throws on to first to Higgins, and they get Velasquez. It goes 1-3 on the bunt attempt by the shortstop. 2 men out. That's now 5 in a row, and 7 of the last 8 retired by Franco. 2 men out, top of the 4th. Back to the top of the order, and Gavin Cross.
That was about as close to play as you get over there at first base.
Yeah. Kevin Barker had 8 career multi-home run games. First pitch swinging Cross, fouls it back this way. Off to our left, strike 1. Brandon Larson, Brian O'Grady, each had 6. Jim Adducey, Ozzie Canseco, Rob Stratton, Edwin Rios had 5. There's some names from the past for you.
Some good ones right there now.
Yeah, you bet. No balls, 2 strikes to Gavin Cross. 2 men out, nobody on, top of the 4th. That's by a run at 6-5. Here's the pitch. There's a smash towards center field and diving for it. Jorge, he can't get it. Goes by him and all the way to the wall. There goes the runner Cross towards second, around second, and on his way to third, and he is held there. He kind of ran through the stop sign about 2 steps and then stopped and went scampering back to third. Throw came in perfectly to the plate. Banfielder then picked it and fired down to Hayes at third in hopes that maybe Cross would have gone too far, but he thought better of it and hustled back to the bag. He ends up with a 2-out triple.
He wanted that inside the park home run.
You know he did. It's the 3rd triple of the year for Gavin Cross.
And we've seen it. Jorge's very aggressive out there in the outfield. Another aggressive effort at that ball, but that's what can kind of be the negative. And in this situation, obviously doesn't kill you with 2 outs and nobody on, but goes by you, and then Cross able to run a while there.
Batters John Rave, the veteran outfielder. He takes the ball low, ball 1. Yeah, we saw it last night. You've seen it on the road a number of times for Jorge. The 1-0 pitch to Rave. Misses off the plate, ball 2. It's 2 balls and no strikes. And maybe lost in all this home run talk about Hector Rodriguez. We mentioned it again during the break. He is now at 23 on the season, 10 away from tying, 11 away from breaking the franchise single season home run record of 33 set in the very first year of this franchise, 1982, by Mike Calise. Here is ball 4, a 4-pitch walk from Rave by Franco, and he is on. It's the 5th walk of the game by Franco. The batter will be Vinny Pasquantino. That now is a career high 5 walks issued by Franco here tonight. Here's Pasquantino. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Had a pair of hits last night. Big, strong, left-handed hitter on a rehab assignment from KC. Had the hand injury Nick was talking about earlier. A right hand injury suffered in the middle of June. He's less than a month out. Nick mentioned earlier they thought 6 weeks possibly. He's not yet at 4 weeks, and here he is on a rehab assignment with Omaha. He's at 2 balls and no strikes. So 6 in a row out of the zone from Jose Franco. Here's the pitch. Ball low. 3 balls and no strikes. Now Franco is an errant one away from walking back-to-back hitters on 4 pitches and loading the bases for Matthew Lugo, who waits on deck. 3-0 to Pasquantino. The pitch. Swinging, the big guy misses. Strike 1, 3-1. Mentioned last night, Pasquantino had a heck of a first half back in 2022, and he was coming up through the Royals organization here at Omaha. Had 18 home runs and 70 RBIs in 73 games. Here's ball 4 to Pasquantino. He draws the walk, the 6th issued by Franco in this game. 6 walks. Sends Rave down to second base. They join Crosses over third, and the bases are loaded with 2 men out. Time is called. Reed Cornelius out of the dugout, the pitching coach of the Bats. He'll have a communique with Franco and the catcher Banfield. That's baseball, brought to you in part by Court Furniture. At home, in the office, or on campus, Court can handle all your furniture needs with stylish options, fast delivery, and excellent service. To learn more, visit Court.com at CORT.com. Final 6:35 game of this series comes up here tomorrow night. We'll have pregame coverage beginning at 6:05 on Sports Talk 790. Jose Acuna will go for the bats against Ryan Ramsey, a southpaw for the Storm Chasers. Here's Lugo with the bases loaded and 2 men out. First pitch swung on and fouled back. Right-handed hitter, strike one. 6-5 bats in the top of the fourth. The pitch and a bouncing ball to the right side. Over to get that ball is Urbaez, sliding, picks up, throws to first. He got him at first base. Nice play right there by Francisco Urbaez to retire Lugo and end the top of the fourth. Omaha leaves them loaded. They've stranded 5. They go to the bottom of the fourth. The bat's 6. Omaha 5 on Sports Talk 790. Bottom of the fourth inning, 6-5 in favor of the bats. Omaha starter Mason Black back to the mound. He's given up 6 runs on 9 hits in the game. He's walked no one, he's struck out 2, but he's given up 5 home runs in this contest after having given up only 2 in his first 29 1/3 innings with the Omaha team this year here tonight. Garrett Hampson leads it off for the bats, and he's ahead 3 balls and no strikes. Hampson, the back end of the second back-to-back by the bats tonight. They had Ke'Bryan Hayes and Hector Rodriguez in the first, Austin Hendrick, Garrett Hampson in the second, and now ball 4, a 4-pitch walk issued by Black, his first walk of the night. The leadoff man on for the second straight inning for the bats. Batter will be Sam Haggerty. Through it all tonight, Black has only thrown 50 pitches coming into this inning. So it's not like he's been overworked in terms of the number of pitches that he has thrown. Here's Haggerty, the number 9 hitter. Switch hitter batting left-handed. Swings and misses at the first one, strike 1. We were wondering, by the way, when Hector Rodriguez had 2 home runs last night and 2 again tonight, if it had been done before and if it had the last time it had been done. Aaron Cheris and his staff, great work. The media relations department of the Bats said that Rodriguez, the first bat to have 2+ home run in 2 games in a row since Philip Irvin did it in 2019, the 29th and 30th of May at Durham. There's a ball high. 2 balls and a strike to Haggerty. Joey Votto did it in August of 2007, the 17th and 18th of August at Charlotte and at Durham. He did it twice that year. At Charlotte and Durham, a game in Charlotte, then a game in Durham. And Mike Hessman did it in 2013, the 4th and 5th of April, against his old team, Toledo. So Rodriguez joins Philip Irvin, Joey Votto, and Mike Hessman in having multi-home run games in back-to-back games. How about that?
Yeah, and I think the first to do it here since Mike Hessman in 2013.
There you go.
Pretty nuts.
Runner going, 2-2 pitch, swing and a miss, throw through, and they've got him at second base. A strikeout, throw out, double play. Haggerty strikes out for the first out of the inning. And Garrett Hampson caught stealing 2-6 at second base for the second out of the inning. The second double play, check that third double play, turned by Omaha tonight. 2 men out, nobody on. Back to the top of the order, Carlos Jorge. He has struck out and flied out. He's 0 for 2 in this game. First one to him is inside a ball. Ball 1. Aha. There's Dave Seibold. He has shown up. 2 beers behind. Here's the 1-0. In there, a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Kay said just 1.
Oh, just 1. Sorry.
Yeah. Six
6-5 bats in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch outside to Jorge. 2 balls and a strike. No baseball buddies team, by the way, here tonight at the ballpark. You have a youth league team that you'd like to get involved, you can sign them up for the Baseball Buddies program down in the field prior to the game. Take the field with the bats during the national anthem. Easy to do. Go to batsbaseball.com. Sign up your youth league team, regardless of the sport, for the Bats Baseball Buddies program. 2-2 to Carlos Jorge. First homestand for him after being called up on the 30th of June. He started his AAA career Huntington Park in Columbus last week. The pitch. He lays off that one low. It's 3-2. Jorge at .330, 59 games at AA Chattanooga prior to his call-up. He's the number 16 prospect for the Reds. The pitch, he swings, got under it, pops it up, shallow center. Velasquez, the shortstop, out. He stays with it. He makes the catch, and the Bats go 3 batters and out thanks to the strikeout throw-out double play, and that ends the bottom of the 4th. We go to the 5th. Nick Kern back with the call. The score, the Bats 6.
Fifth inning, 6-5 Bats. New pitcher on for Louisville, the right-hander Hagen Danner. Drew Waters leads it off for Omaha, and a first pitch in for a strike. Danner, the 27-year-old from Huntington Beach, California, on in relief of Jose Franco. Franco, 4 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs earned, 6 walks, no Ks, and a wild pitch. 80 pitches, 44 strikes. The 0-1, a swing and a miss on a pitch low, and it's 0-2. A switch hitter Waters batting left against the righty Danner. He's 0 for 1 tonight, has walked, has scored, and has lined to right. Danner ready from the stretch. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Danner on for the 29th time this year with the Bats. 1-1 with a 7.20 ERA. 30 innings, 42 hits, 27 walks, 36 strikeouts. He's on for the first time of the series. The 1-2 up high. Waters started to but laid off. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Danner last pitched Friday in Columbus. 2/3 of an inning. 2 hits, no runs. A walk, a strikeout in that Bats 3-1 win. 2-2, swing and a miss. Waters gone on strikes for the first out. That's the first strikeout of the night for Bats pitching. 1 gone for Peyton Wilson. Has flied to right, has flied to left. He's 0 for 2. Switch hitter bats left against the righty Danner. What a night it has been. 2 in the first, second, and third for the Bats. All 5 Omaha runs in the second. First pitch, low, ball 1. Bats have homered 5 times in the game, and they lead 6-5. With Jim Kelch, I'm Nick Curran in the GE Appliances press box. Carl Blanton in the studio. Second game of this series, the 1-0 up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Bats have gone back-to-back in terms of home runs twice tonight. Second time they've done that this year. First time they've done it in successive innings back through at least the 2002 season. The 2-0, a little bit high and away, 3-0 on Wilson. Hector Rodriguez with a multi-homer game on 2 straight days. Here's the 3-0. Wilson takes a strike on the outside edge. 3-1. Hector now has 5 home runs in his last 5 games.
Well, he said he can get on a tear.
He can now. 3-1 to Wilson. Swung on and fouled straight back to the netting. Count full. He got that day off. He hasn't had many days off this year, but it just seemed to refresh him. He's come back just absolutely on fire.
That was a good stat you compilated during News and Notes today.
Came into the day 7 for 13 with 3 homers since the off day. The payoff, swung on and missed. Wilson chased one down. Danner battles back from behind in the count 3-0 to get the strikeout. Back-to-back Ks to start the fifth, and the two-out batter is Brandon Drury. The former Red has walked, has scored, and has grounded out. Bat staff and press box workers enjoyed breakfast for dinner tonight from Big Bad Breakfast. Locations in Middletown, Norton Commons, and on Barrett Avenue. Visit Big Bad Breakfast for breakfast that satisfies. First one to Drury, a strike on the outside edge, righty against righty. Thanks to Lara and all our friends at Big Bad Breakfast. Coming through as usual.
The line is always long when BBB brings dinner.
Boy, it sure is. The 0-1. Strike on the inside corner, 0-2. And with good reason. The biscuit sandwiches, the couple of different casseroles, chicken and waffles, biscuits. Goodness. Fantastic stuff. Nothing in 2 on Drury. Danner ready. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, just missed outside. It's been challenged by Banfield. The entire Louisville infield took a step to the dugout, video board in left center, and it did just miss outside. So the Bats lose the challenge. They're down to 1 left. Omaha still with 2. Very close. The count 1-2. The entire infield moving off may have affected Banfield's challenge there. He said, well, it's got to be a strike. The 1-2. Low and away. Picked out of the dirt by Banfield. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Action continuing in the Omaha bullpen with a right-hander throwing. Ethan Bosacker. 2-2 pitch. Fouled off the foot of Drury at the plate, and he hangs in at 2-2. Drury signed with the Royals as a minor league free agent in February. Mentioned the former Red. Two. There's a swing and a fly ball into right. In is the right fielder Haggerty. He makes the catch, and a 1-2-3 inning for Hagen Danner. We head to the bottom of the 5th. 6-5 Bats on Sports Talk 790. Bottom of the 5th. 6-5 Bats. First pitch strike from Mason Black to Ke'Bryan Hayes. Hayes has had a good night. 2 for 2 is homered. And singled has scored twice. The 0-1 inside, a ball and a strike. Black to the mound for round number 5, although Bosacker, the righty, continues to throw in the Omaha bullpen. Hagen Danner out of the Bats bullpen with a 1-2-3 top half of the inning. 1-1 to Hayes, up and away, 2-1. Danner, the first citywide clean inning of the night. Louisville, your building called, and 1 citywide. Proud sponsor of the Louisville Bats. Citywide Facility Solutions of Louisville keeps facilities clean, sharp, and game day ready with 1 point of contact for everything roof to curb. Hayes swings at the 2-1, fly ball short right, long run in Waters, and it falls for a hit. Waters going out, coming in. Wilson, the second baseman, going out. It dropped right in between them. Perfectly placed by Hayes. He's 3 for 3 here tonight. Here's Patrick Osborne, the first-year Omaha skipper, out of the first base dugout, headed to the mound, and we get a pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Allstott Hoffman Plumbing. Contact the best today for fast, affordable residential and commercial plumbing. Go to allstottplumbing.com. 1 on, nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Bats with a 6-5 lead, a pitching change. And we'll come back with more in a moment on Sports Talk 790. New pitcher for the Storm Chasers, the right-hander Ethan Bosacker, the 25-year-old from Monticello, Minnesota. On in relief of Mason Black, he gets Hector Rodriguez with one on and nobody out in the bottom of the fifth. First pitch inside, ball one. Righty against left-handed batter. Hector 2 for 2 tonight with 2 home runs. A solo shot in the first, a 2-run shot in the third, both to right field. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Rodriguez 2 home runs in back-to-back games. Mason Black 4 innings plus, 2 hits, 6 runs earned, responsible for the man at first. A walk, 3 strikeouts, 5 home runs allowed. The 1-1. Rodriguez swings and a fly ball into right center. Long run in for Waters, the right fielder. He gives way to the center fielder, Rave, who makes the catch. First out of the inning, Rodriguez retired for the first time tonight. Black threw 69 pitches, 41 strikes, and now it's Bosacker. 1 on with 1 out for Francisco Urbaez. He's 2 for 2, has singled both times up. Bosacker on for the 17th time with the Chasers this year, his 13th relief appearance. 2-1 with a 6.25 ERA. First one to Urbaez is inside, ball 1. 36 innings, 39 hits. He's walked 20 and has struck out 28. Righty against righty. First time we've seen Bosacker in the series. The 1-0. Ground ball sharply hit right at the shortstop. Bounces off Velasquez into short left. Everybody's safe. That was hit hard right at him. It kind of ate up Velasquez. Tried to move backwards on it, but it nipped up and got him in the stomach and then bounced into short left. That is scored in E6. So Urbaez runs it first on the error. Hayes to second. First error of the night either way. 2 on with 1 out for P.J. Higgins. 0 for 2. He's hit into a double play both times up. Righty against righty. First pitch, a swing and a foul ball straight back to the netting. Strike 1. Bosacker, native of the Twin Cities area, Monticello, Minnesota. 13th round pick of the Royals in 2023 out of Xavier. He pitched collegiately just up the road in Cincinnati at Xavier. The 0-1 rolled foul to the backstop, but it's 0-2. Started the year technically on the Northwest Arkansas roster at AA before their season started, was promoted to this Omaha team on April 2nd. On the development list May 4th through the 8th, and then sent down to AA Northwest Arkansas on the 27th of May. The 0-2 is high and in, 1-2. Promoted back to this Omaha team on June 12th. He's been here since. And AA, 2 starts, 0-1 with an ERA of 2. It's a second straight year splitting time between AA and AAA. 1-2. Higgins fouls it back onto the roof, first base side. Count holds 1-2. Bosacker made his AAA debut with the Storm Chasers a season ago. That's trying to add to the lead here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2 to Higgins. Breaking ball over his head. It goes straight to the backstop. And on to third goes Hayes. To second, Urbaez. A wild pitch. Went over the head of Higgins. Just looked like it was supposed to turn over, and it certainly did not. So the count 2-2. It was, I thought it kind of looked like a breaking ball coming out of his hand, but it was not. A fastball head high, and Higgins ducked down out of the way of it. 2-2. Ground ball to the shortstop, fielded by Velasquez. One play, it's to first. The throw in time for the second out of the inning. Scoring from third on the play is Hayes, and it is a 2-run lead for the Bats. They lead at 7-5. Credit Higgins with his 6th Bats RBI of the year. Moves Urbaez over to third. 2 outs for Will Banfield. 1 for 2. He doubled to right center his last time in the third. He's also struck out tonight. The Hayes run charged to the starter Black. First pitch to Banfield is outside, ball 1. Righty against righty. That'll be an unearned run. Black. 4 innings plus 10 hits, 7 runs, 6 earned. The 1-0. Banfield takes high. 2 balls and no strikes. Now Banfield a chance to add to the lead. The 2-0. Low. 3 balls and no strikes. Austin Hendrick, who's homered tonight, is waiting on deck. Sun beginning to set a bit here on nothing night. The 3-0. Strike to Banfield right down the middle. It's 3-1. Okay, a big thanks to Al for knocking out a couple of Buckeye songs. A little Hang On Sloopy across the field as well. She said go Bucks. Bats Radio at batsbaseball.com. 3-1 strike and the count full. Al always likes to make sure he's in good standing with Todd Schaefer, the Bats head groundskeeper. So got to get all the Buckeye songs in there. Here's the payoff. Low, ball 4. Banfield works the walk. First walk allowed by Bosacker, the second given up by Omaha pitching in this game. First and third with 2 outs, and here's Hendrick. 1 for 2 with that solo homer in the second. Hit it out to right. Jeff emails into Bats Radio at batsbaseball.com, said you can pick up a ton of foul balls on the second level coming off the roof behind the first base dugout, indeed. First one to Hendrick, right in there. Oh, he
got a balk.
We got a balk. So Urbaez scores, and that makes it 8-5 Bats. On to second goes Banfield. The balk charge, no pitch to Hendrick. First one to him is low, ball 1. That kind of looked like the home plate umpire was signaling to trash there. That might have been a catcher's ball. The pitch, outside, 2-0. It's kind of where he pointed. Very interesting. The 2-0. Fouled straight back to the netting. 2 balls and a strike. 8-5 Bats. They've scored twice now in the 5th, so they've scored exactly 2 runs in 4 of the first 5 innings of this game. 2-1. Low, 3 balls and a strike on Hendrick. Yeah, a lot of foul balls off the roof up here for sure. It's a good place to be to try to get one.
Yeah, I'm not sure when it was designed they were thinking of that, but it really has worked out very well.
Sure has. Here's a 3-1. Hendrick swings and pops it up. Foul coming back this way. This one is out of play. Deep into the lower level. It hops to the upper level right by Buddy Bat, who's seated up here. Buddy Bat was taking a break. He had no idea that ball was coming at him. Full count on Hendrick. It's a good thing that thing didn't come straight down at the head of Buddy. He'd have been bonked right on the noggin. He had no idea that ball was coming his way.
And he claims he's always paying attention and never misses anything.
3-2, low to Hendrick, and that's ball 4. Yeah, it's a little evidence to refute that claim right there. Back-to-back walks issued by Bosacker. Dane Johnson, the Omaha pitching coach, headed to the mound now to get together with Bosacker and with the catcher Trash. Bats have out-hit the Storm Chasers 10-4. 5 of the Bats' 10 hits have been home runs tonight. 6 of them have been for extra bases, with the Banfield double in the 3rd inning as well. Quick meeting. Johnson, the Omaha pitching coach, headed back toward the first base dugout. Here's Garrett Hampson. He homered to left in the second. He walked and was caught stealing in the fourth. Righty against righty. 2 on, 2 out. First pitch to Hampson. Low and outside. Ball 1. Nobody, by the way, throwing in the bats bullpen. It looks like Danner will be back out for his second inning after that 1-2-3 fifth. Here's the 1-0. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. You had that stat about double-digit hits, but the bats have been able to collect double digits in this game. Here's the 2-0 to Hampson. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes.
Yeah, it was 20 of 21 going into tonight where they had not had double-digit hits.
Posted 10 in this game. The 3-0. That's low, and a 4-pitch walk to Hampson to load the bases. So 3 straight 2-out walks load them up. Banfield to third. Hendrick at second with Hampson at first. Loaded with 2 outs for Sam Haggerty. A fly out and a strikeout tonight. He's 0 for 2. Switch hitter bats left against the righty Bosacker. First one to Haggerty. He takes a strike at the knees. By the way, the Bats season high in home runs for a Game 7 in that April 14th matchup against Toledo. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Kind of an excuse me swing by Haggerty, and it's 0-2.
Buddy down below is posing for pictures.
He can run for office now. Sometimes. The 0-2. Haggerty fouls it back onto the roof. Count holds. No balls and 2 strikes.
People can't get enough of him here.
No, they can't.
Hope he doesn't get a big head about that.
Well, I hope he does have a big head. I'm hoping it doesn't block our view here. Here's the 0-2. Outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. He's safely out of the field of vision now.
He better eat better. He's got gray-looking skin.
Feet's propped up. Getting some relaxation in. The 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. I'm glad Buddy's here for nothing night. He's got to have a big part of it. Can't ever have a game without Buddy. The 2-2. A little bit outside, and it's been challenged by Tresh. Called a ball. The count full to the video board in left center. It did clip the upper outside corner. Strike 3. That ends the inning. The Bats leave them loaded, but score 2. We go to the 6th. Bats 8, Chasers 5 on Sports Talk 790. Sixth inning. 8-5 Bats. Hagen Danner a 1-2-3 fifth. Back to the mound for the 6th. First pitch to Luca Tresh. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. Tresh 1 for 2. An RBI double, and he scored in the second. Righty against righty. We'll take a peek at some scores this half inning around the IL and the big leagues. The 0-1. Tresh bounces 1 to third. Wide of the bag. A waist high hop for Hayes. Throws to first. 1 out. 1 gone for Andrew Velasquez. He's walked, has scored, and is grounded out on a bunt attempt. 0 for 1 officially tonight. Around the IL, headed to the bottom of the 7th in Buffalo. Scranton Wilkes-Barre with a 5-0 lead over the Buffalo Bisons. They're in the bottom of the 6th in Gwinnett. Memphis leading the Stripers 3-1. First one to Velasquez. It's low, ball 1. Switch hitter bats left against the righty Danner. Bottom of the 5th in Allentown, Columbus an 8-3 lead over the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. Bottom of the 5th in Charlotte, Nashville 2, and the Knights 1. The 1-0. Hit well down the left field line, but slices well foul and out of play toward the Cupcake Clubhouse bar. It's 1-2. Top of the fifth in Indianapolis. Toledo 2 and the Tribe nothing. Headed to the bottom of the fifth in Jacksonville. The Jumbo Shrimp with a 3-2 lead over the Durham Bulls. 1-1. Hit in the air, down the left field line, moving back in toward the corner. Hendrick disappears into the corner. It's a foul ball, and it got down. Couldn't tell what happened in the corner, out of our view. Hendrick disappeared. The ball bounces out onto the warning track. He picks it up and flips it into the seats. The third base umpire, Mitch Treziak, right on top of that. 1-2. Bottom of the fourth, game 2 of a doubleheader in Worcester. The Red Sox a 9-2 lead over Rochester. Top of the second in game 2 of a doubleheader in Norfolk. Syracuse 2 and the Tides 1. Final earlier today in Des Moines, the Iowa Cubs defeated the St. Paul Saints 3-1. Game 1 of that doubleheader in Worcester, the Red Sox defeated Rochester 5-4. And in game 1 in Norfolk of the Twin Bills, Syracuse a 9-3 win over the Norfolk Tides. The 1-2 low, 2 balls and 2 strikes. We'll check big league scores as well. Headed to the bottom of the third in Cincinnati, the Phillies with a 2-0 lead over the Reds, trying to take the first 2 in that series. 2-2 to Velasquez. A swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch from Danner. 2 outs in the inning. Third strikeout for the Bats right-hander. To the top of the order in Gavin Cross. He's 2 for 2. A 2-run double, a triple, and he's walked. He's been on base all 3 times up in this game. Righty against left-handed batter. They're at the stretch in Pittsburgh. Pirates and Braves are scoreless. First one to Cross. Line back up the middle, fielded behind the bag at second by Hampson. Spins, throws to first. Nice play by the bat shortstop. 6 up, 6 down for Hagen Danner. Bottom of the 6 coming up. The Bats 8 and the Chasers. Bottom of the 6, 8-5 Bats. Ethan Bosacker had all 3 outs in the 5th. Back to the mound for the 6th. Top of the order for Louisville. 0-1 to Carlos Jorge. A swing and a miss, 0-2. Righty against left-handed batter. Jorge 0 for 3. A strikeout, a fly out, and a pop out. Anthony Masevich, the left-hander, up and throwing in the Bats bullpen. Here's the 0-2 to Jorge. High, 1-2. Let's continue our look at the major league scores. Bottom 7 in Tampa, Rays 2, Yankees nothing. Top of the 7th in Miami, the Marlins a 2-0 lead over the Mariners. The 1-2 fouled back to the netting. Count holds 1-2. Through 6 in Baltimore, the Cubs 4 and the Orioles 3. They're in the top of the 6 in Detroit. The Tigers with a 6-1 lead over the A's. Bottom of the 5th in D.C., the Nationals leading the Astros 8-1. The 1-2, swing and a miss on a breaking ball down. Jorge gone on strikes. First out of the inning. It's a second strikeout for Bosacker, the 5th of the game for Omaha pitching. Here's Ke'Bryan Hayes, the Reds rehabbers 3 for 3. He's homered, he has singled twice, and he has scored all 3 times on base. Righty against righty, first pitch. Hayes takes a strike on the outside edge. Top of the 5th in New York, the Mets 1. The parent club of these Storm Chasers, the Royals, nothing. Through 3 in Minneapolis, Twins and Guardians no score. Hayes takes inside, it's 1-1. They're in the bottom of the 3rd in Chicago. The Red Sox lead the White Sox 3-0. Top of the 3rd in St. Louis, Cardinals 2, Brewers nothing. The 1-1, that's hit down the left field line. It's a fair ball, and it one-hops the wall. Cross back to pick it up. Hayes cruises into second with a stand-up double. Ke'Bryan Hayes is 4 for 4 tonight, and he's a triple shy of the cycle. Well, I'd say a successful start to his rehab stint here in Louisville. A double last night, and now 4 hits tonight. He's at second with 1 out for Hector Rodriguez. 2 for 3 with a pair of home runs. First pitch from Bosacker is high, ball 1. Rodriguez was the first man Bosacker faced when he entered in relief of Black in the 5th. Bottom 1 in Arlington, Angels 1, Rangers nothing. 1-0 pitch. High, 2-0. 10-10 in LA, Dodgers and Rockies. Same time in San Diego, Padres D-backs. One final in San Francisco. The Blue Jays shut out the Giants 10-0. Dylan Cease took a no-hitter to the 9th. The 2-0 outside, 3-0. The Giants got one hit. Led off the 9th with a hit, one hit in that game. Who is Dylan Cease? He almost threw a no-hitter today. It's everything around the IL and the big leagues. Rio to Rodriguez. Inside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. Rodriguez on base for the 3rd time tonight. That's the 4th walk allowed by Bosacker, the 5th given up by Omaha pitching in the game. And now 2 on with 1 out for Francisco Urbaez. 2 for 3, reached on an error and scored a run his last time of the 5th. Righty against righty. First pitch. Oh, it hit him. Came right in the back toward the helmet, it looked like. I don't think it got the head, but it certainly hit him hard in the back. 91 right there. Looked like the upper part of the back. We'll see if we get a replay. Frankie trying to shake it off, and he jogs down to first. Good to see him hanging in there. He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. On base the hard way that time. Hayes to 3rd. Rodriguez to 2nd with Urbaez at 1st. Bases loaded with 1 out for P.J. Higgins. He's 0 for 3 tonight. An RBI ground out his last time of the 5th. Right-hander up and throwing in the Omaha bullpen. First one to Higgins. He swings and skies one foul off the right side, out of play, deep into the seats. Justin Topa, the righty loosening in the Omaha pen. Bases loaded, 1 out, 8-5 bats, bottom of the 6th. The 0-1. Higgins takes a strike on the outside corner, 0-2. Here's the pitch. Higgins swings, pops it up, foul off of first, just into the seats, out of play. Count holds at 2 strikes. Boy, that ball was not far at all from hitting Urbaez in the head. Got him right in the upper part, like the back of his left shoulder. He just got his head out of the way, it looked like, looking at the replay.
He's been swinging his arms down there at first, trying to stay loose.
Yeah, kind of that back of that left, like right the left shoulder blade. The 0-2. Called strike 3 at the knees. Higgins gone on strikes for the 2nd out of the inning. 3rd strikeout for Bosacker. And now they're loaded with 2 outs for Will Banfield. 1 for 2 is doubled. He walked his last time of the 5th. He has also struck out. We've talked about all the success he's had with runners in scoring position. First pitch, he swings and hits a fly ball into left center field. Going back across the left fielder, shy of the warning track, makes the catch, and that ends the inning.
All right, 6 inning totals in this game thus far. The Bats, 8 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. The Bats have left the bases loaded in the last 2 innings. They've stranded 7 on the night. Omaha, 5 runs, 4 hits, and 1 error. They've stranded 5. New pitcher on for the Bats is the southpaw Anthony Misevich. He goes lefty-lefty with John Rave to lead it off. And the first pitch in there for a strike 1. Great relief outing for Hagen Danner. 2 innings of perfect relief. 6 faced, 6 retired, 3 strikeouts. He gives way now to Misevich. The pitch to Rave is low and outside. The count 1 ball and 1 strike. Rave in the game is 0 for 2 with a ground out run batted in. And he's 1 for 7 in the series. The 1-1 pitch. Right in there from Misevich, a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Misevich having a very fine year. 31st appearance, a 2.05 ERA. 30 2/3 innings worked. He's allowed just 21 hits and 11 walks. So here's a chopper to the right side. Over to get it is Higgins. He flips it to Misevich. The ball is a little bit behind him. It was going to be very close anyway. And the runner is on to start the 7th, John Rave. That's a base hit for Rave, his first. Been on twice. Tough play right there. Higgins and Misevich almost pulled it off. The batter will be Vinny Pasquantino. Pasquantino last night walked in the 7th and then left the game. He's batting here in the 7th tonight. His second game on rehab. A right hand injury has had him on the injured list for Kansas City a little less than a month. He swings at the first pitch, lifts it out toward right field. Backpedaling is Haggerty. He gets there and makes the catch. Pasquantino tonight is 0 for 3 with a walk. And he's the first out here in the 7th inning.
That last play has been ruled an E1. Error charge to Misevich.
Sometimes well, here's Lugo. Lugo 1 for 3. Right-handed batter had a base hit back in the 3rd. The pitch in there for a strike, strike 1. Bats have scored 2 runs in 4 different innings here tonight. The 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 5th. Trailed at one time 5-2. Lead 8-5. The pitch. Fastball swing and a miss. Misevich, a free agent, signed in January by the Reds for this Louisville club. He's 31 years old. He delivers a breaking ball. It's tipped foul by Lugo. That remains no balls and 2 strikes. Pitched collegially at Michigan State. He's a Michigan native out of Detroit. Decent amount of big league time for Misevich in his career. 136 big league games. The last year with Minnesota, where he appeared 5 times for the Twins. His best year in the big leagues in terms of appearances, 2021, the year after the shortened COVID season. Actually a shortened COVID season that year too. He appeared in 66 games for Seattle in 2021. The 1-2, way high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. All of his big league time has been out of the bullpen. And if you look at his AAA time, most of those have been out of the bullpen. Tonight is 178th AAA appearance, and all but 18 of those out of the pen, and 17 of those came in 2019 as a starter for Tacoma when he made the transition from starter to reliever. The pitch outside. 2-2. He's pitched in this league with this Omaha team back in 2022. 8 appearances with the Storm Chasers that year. He's pitched in Toledo in 2023, 3 games. Scranton Wilkes-Barre that same year, 19 games. Here's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Hampson gets it. Uribe is at second, out. Over to Higgins at first, but not in time. They get the force out on the lead runner, Rave. It goes 6-4 for the second out of the inning. Lugo runs at first. The batter will be Drew Walders with a runner aboard and 2 men out here in the top of the 7th inning. Waters in this game 0 for 2. He's walked and scored a run. Did not play in the opener here last night. Omaha, by the way, with that loss last night, fell to overall 11 games under 500. Waters takes ball 1 outside. They've equaled that with a loss last night at 38-49. If the Bats get the best of them here tonight, they'll be 12 under for the first time this season. overall. The bouncing ball toward the middle, trying to get it, and does get it. Hampson spins, throws to first, not in time. Nice play by Hampson. He ends up in shallow right center field. That's an infield single for Waters. Lugo at second base, 2 on with 2 out. Heck of an effort right there, though, by Garrett Hampson.
Almost a spectacular play.
It really was. Now Peyton Wilson comes to the plate as the tying run in an 8-5 game bats here in the top of the 7th. Misevich delivers, and the southpaw pours one in there for a strike. Strike 1. Last year in this league for St. Paul, Misevich pitched to a 3.82 earned run average. The pitch. And a ball hit in the air towards center. Here comes Jorge. He's still coming on. He doesn't get there. Or the ball at least went off his glove and fell to the ground. Runners score from second base. That's Lugo. Waters hustles over to third. Wilson is aboard. It's an 8-6 game. And the Storm Chasers have the tying runs aboard here in the top of the 7th inning. Wilson flared that ball towards center. Jorge came charging on. It looked like he was going to get there. He reached out for the ball. I'm not quite sure if the ball tipped his glove or not, but he appeared to be there to make the catch and didn't get the leather in the right spot.
He was still on the move.
Lugo scored on the play. It's now an 8-6 game. That is charged as an error on Jorge, the center fielder. Allows Lugo to score an unearned run, and Waters now over to third. Drury's 0 for 2 with a walk and a run scored is at the plate. First pitch is a ball. Next one a breaking ball. Strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jorge with his second error in 8 games playing with the bats. Kunzel is up and throwing now in the bats bullpen. Here's the pitch. There's a line drive toward right center field. That gets down for a hit. 1 hop to Jorge. He gets it back in. Scoring from third base is Waters. Around second on to third is Peyton Wilson. Brandon Drury comes up with the RBI single. And it is a 1-run game now, 8-7 in favor of the bats. Time is called. Pat Kelly out of the dugout. He's quickly pointed to the bullpen. And the bats will make a pitching change here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitching change here in the 7th. Tying run at third. Go ahead run at first for Omaha here in the 7th. Will break with a score. The bats 8. And Omaha 7. Back with more after this on Sports Talk 790. What appeared to be a comfortable 3-run lead heading into the 7th inning. It was anything but for the bats, as Anthony Misevich, who's been almost automatic this year out of the bats bullpen, has has an error behind him, a couple of errors behind him in this inning. He leaves, and the right-hander Trevor Kunzel comes on with runners at the corners, 2 men out, 2 runs in, a 1-run game, 8-7 in favor of the bats. Luca Tresh, who's 1 for 3 with an RBI double back in the 2nd, is at the plate. First pitch to him, ball 1. Next pitch, and a foul ball out of play first base side. 1 ball, 1 strike. Anthony Misevich, 2/3 of an inning. Gives up 2 hits. No walks, no strikeouts. Runners on his responsibility, both runs unearned. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 1 ball and 2 strikes as Kunzel tries to come on, put an end to this top of the 7th with the lead intact. Tying run is at third base. That's Wilson. Go ahead run at first base. That's Drury. A 1 ball, 2 strike count on Luca Tresh. Kunzel ready. The pitch. Just low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Kunzel appearing for the 33rd time. 1-2 record, of 4.68 ERA. He delivers and it misses high, ball 3. Kunzel appeared twice in Columbus. His last time out the 4th of July, an inning and 2/3 of shutout relief. He's ready, running from first is going. The pitch is swung on and missed by Luca Tresh. He's down on strikes. Kunzel comes on and closes the door here in the top of the 7th inning. Omaha gets 2. All right, bottom of the 7th inning, a 1-run game again here at Louisville Slugger Field. 8-7 bats. New pitcher on is Justin Topa, just signed by Kansas City. He gets the left-handed hitting Austin Hendrick to lead it off in the bottom of number 7. First pitch swinging and a little pop-up toward the second baseman. Wilson is there to make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Hendrick retired. The batter is Garrett Hampson. Justin Topa, 35 years old, out of Binghamton, New York. Former Pirate draftee back in 2013. Pitched this year in the big leagues with Minnesota. 23 games, no wins, a loss, 2 saves, and an 8.05 earned run average with Minnesota this year. He also worked this season in Buffalo in the Toronto organization. 8 games, a 3.38 ERA there. Made 54 appearances, saved 4, and a 3.90 earned run average with Minnesota 1 year ago. Here's the pitch, and it's 3 balls and no strikes now to Garrett Hampson. Minnesota released Topa on the 23rd of May of this year. A week later, he was signed by Toronto. 4th of July, he was released by the Blue Jays. Here's a strike call to Hampson, 3-1. And on the 7th, yesterday, was signed by Kansas City and assigned to this Omaha team. Here's the pitch at 3-1. Hampson swings, pops it up, shallow right field. Pasquantino going out, he can't get it. Right fielder Waters comes in, he can't get it. And safely aboard with a flare single into right is Garrett Hampson, who's now been on base 4 times in this game tonight. It's not always about how hard you hit it, it's where you place it. And that pays off for Garrett Hampson here. He gets the base hit, the 12th of the game by the bats. Brings Sam Haggerty, who's 0 for 3, to the plate. See if we can squeeze in our bats tip of the cap here tonight. Number of things on our mind. One of them, of course, is Hector Rodriguez with back-to-back 2-homer games. Something that's been done only 5 times in franchise history. We mentioned 4 earlier, and then another one was found from Kevin Barker in 1999. He did it on the 19th and 20th of April, 1999, at Richmond on the 19th, at Norfolk on the 20th. Go along with Phillip Ervin and Joey Votto. Here's a throw to first, almost got away. And the runner back. I'm forgetting one. Go back and find that one. That was Mike Hessman. And now Kevin Barker. So we'd be remiss if we did not mention that.
Sure.
But there was an event that occurred over the course of the last 5 days in the big leagues that we want to bring to your attention, that out of Kansas City, where Tyler Tolbert had a hit in 12 consecutive plate appearances. 12 consecutive plate appearances, which ended last night in the game for Kansas City when in his 6th appearance of the plate. Here's a tapper back to the mound by Haggerty. He'll turn, throw to second. Will Topa get an out there, but not in time over to first. Second out of the inning is Hampson, 1-6 for out number 2. Haggerty runs on the fielder's choice, and the batter will be Carlos Torres. I mean, what a story by Tyler Tolbert. 12 straight at bats. His batting average in the big leagues went from 200 to 396. 12 for 12. Actually, when when he was 5 for 6, but he ties a big league record. It's the 5th time it's been done in Major League history. The first time was back in 1902. You remember Johnny Kling when he did it in 02.
Sure, Johnny Kling.
Pinky Higgins, no relation to PJ, in 1938.
You don't know that.
Pulled off the feet. No, I don't know that. I'm going out on a limb and saying that. Walt Dropo did it in 1952. Jose Miranda did it just 2 years ago, 2024. And now Tyler Tolbert, whose bat that he was using that time was sent to the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York. 12 straight at-bats resulting in a hit.
Timely, given the Bats are playing the AAA affiliate of the Royals.
Exactly. What a feat by Tyler Tolbert, who played earlier this year with this Omaha team. Getting it done in the big leagues. A hit in 12 straight plate appearances. Ties a big league record, the 5th man to do so in baseball history. Runner goes from first. Here's a swing and a miss by Carlos Jorge. He strikes out for the 3rd time tonight, and that ends the bottom of the 7th inning. We'll get to the finish of this when we come back. We go to the 8th. The score, the Bats 8, Omaha 7 on Sports Talk 790. 5th pitcher of the game is on for the Bats as we enter the top of the 8th inning. This is the former #1 pick of the Minnesota Twins back in 2021. Right-hander Chase Petty on in relief of Trevor Kunsel, who came on, faced one batter, struck him out. Luca Tresh had ended the top of the 7th. And now it's Petty on to face Andrew Velasquez to start the top of the 8th. First pitch of ball. Next one to the switch-hitting shortstop, who's batting left-handed. He fouls it away. The count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Petty's been pretty good in the big leagues this year, particularly lately when he went into the bullpen. There's a ball inside and low. It's 2-1. With the Reds in 10 games, 8 out of the bullpen, 1-1 with a 4.37 earned run average. He works from the stretch and delivers, and it misses inside, and now it's 3 balls and 1 strike. Petty started the season here, went to the big leagues in early May, and made back-to-back starts for the Reds at Chicago on the 4th of May, and then when he came back a second time, second game of a doubleheader against St. Louis. But since then, when he went back in early June, he made 8 straight relief appearances. If you look at his splits in terms of starting and relieving, it's remarkable. A 5.91 ERA in those 2 starts, but an even 3 ERA and 13 innings worth of relief work for Petty in the big leagues. He delivers. That one misses inside. So a 3-2 pitch delivered to Velasquez misses for ball 4. And that's the 7th walk issued by Bats pitching tonight, but the first since Franco left the game after 4. The tying run is on here in the 8th inning for Omaha. Here's Gavin Cross, straight left-handed hitter. 2 for 3 tonight. He swings at the first pitch and lofts it into center field. Jorge is there. He makes the catch. And then 1 pitch, Cross is retired for out number 1. All right, let's finish up our Bats tip of the cap to, of course, the great work by Hector Rodriguez the last 2 games. 2 homers last night, 2 homers again tonight. And to Kansas City's Tyler Tolbert for 12 straight appearances at the plate in which he got a hit. We say cheers. Here's John Rave. Turned by Petty, throw to first, the runner back. Our cheers brought to you by Thornbush Blackberry Whiskey. Try their Batsberry Lemonade, the featured frozen cocktail at all Bats home games, and enjoy for just $6 every Saturday home game. Visit thornbushwhiskey.com. Here's the pitch. Strike called to Rave. Strike 1. Rodriguez, by the way, due up second in the bottom of this inning. Here's the pitch. And he pumps a strike in there, and it's no balls and 2 strikes. His numbers with the bats this year: 2 wins, 5 losses, a 6.02 earned run average. He appeared here in the game last night, 1 inning, a 1-2-3 8th. This is his first relief appearance with the bats. There goes the runner. The pitch is a ball. Here's the throw, and it's not in time. And a stolen base of second by Velasquez, his 10th in 12 tries this year. The tying run in scoring position with 1 out. Two balls, 2 strikes to the left-handed hitting John Ray. Petty ready. Checks second, delivers, and a swing and a miss and a breaking ball by Rave. That one dipped down below the bat of the left-hander Rave. He strikes out. Second out of the inning, and the batter is Vinny Pasquantino. This is a real challenge right here now for Petty. You got a big league, a veteran, proven big league hitter on a rehab assignment against a guy at 23 years old has had a modicum of success in the big leagues. Here's the pitch. He starts it with a breaking ball, and it's in there for a strike. Strike 1. After 38 straight starts at the AAA level, this is the 2nd straight relief appearance for Petty. Back-to-back nights. Here's the pitch. A check swing. They appeal. It is denied. The third base umpire, Mitch Tresiak, is out behind the mound, and you rarely if ever get that call. And they do not get it here. And it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Petty trying to protect an 8-7 1-run lead in the 8th. The 1-1 pitch. And it's taken low and outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Matthew Lugo waits on deck. Omaha led at one time 5-2. Pats led 8-5, now lead 8-7. To Pasquantino, a check swing, appeal, denied again. 3-1. That one looked like he went, didn't it?
Real close.
If he had been at third, he's getting some heat now. Is the home plate umpire from the Bats dugout.
Yes, he is. He's getting more and more frustrated. He just said no more.
Pasquantino draws the walk. He joins Velasquez on the bases. Now the go-ahead run on. Here's a hard smash to the right of the shortstop and off the glove of the shortstop Hampson and out into left field. Runner around third comes home. That's Velasquez. He scores, and this game is tied 8-8 here in the 8th inning. That's going to be an E6 on Hampson. That'll be the 3rd error of the night for the Bats. It allows the tying run to score, and a smash by Lugo to the right of the shortstop Hampson, who reached down for the ball, but it skipped off his glove and out into left field. The batter will be Drew Waters. 2 on with 2 out. And now a new game at 8-8 here in the 8th.
Bats came into this game with the best fielding percentage in the league and having committed the fewest errors, but the defense 3 errors tonight.
Here's the pitch, and there's the ball hit in the air toward left field. Oncoming is Hendrick. He's there. He makes the catch to retire the side. An unearned run. That's 3 straight unearned runs for Omaha against the Bats. All right, Justin Topa back to the mound, bottom of the 8th inning for Omaha. New game at 8-8 as the Bats bat here in the 8th. Leading it off is Key Brian Hayes, the rehabber from Cincinnati. And he's at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hayes is 4 for 4 tonight, a pair of singles, a double, and a home run. So he's a triple away from the cycle. He has never hit a cycle, never had a cycle professionally. He's had 2 5-hit games in his career, both coming in the big leagues, both with Pittsburgh. And he's in the hole, 1 ball and 2 strikes. We also want to go back and correct something about Pasquantino's plate appearance in the top of the 8th, in case you're scoring along in particular. Here's the pitch. Outside, 2-2. The pitch on the check swing, which was appealed and denied, made it a 3-1 count. This is what I said, but then he walked, and I thought maybe I'd missed a pitch, but in actuality, then the bats went ahead and walked him intentionally. Here's Hayes grounding one to third. Picking it down there is Lugo. He throws across in time. Hayes is retired 5-3. They sent him back to the dugout for the first time tonight. That is out number 1. So Pasquantino was intentionally walked at 3-1. So that's what happened there. Here's Hector Rodriguez gunning for his second 3-homer game of the season. He walked his last time. Here's the pitch from Topa. Misses outside, ball 1. Solo homer in the first, part of back-to-back homers with Hayes before him. A 2-run shot in the third with Hayes aboard. He flat out to center in the 5th, walked in the 6th. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Bounces it hard to first. Pasquantino to his left to get it. Goes to the base. Rodriguez is out. 2 men down. The batter will be Francisco Urbaez. Well, the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety reminds you that a seatbelt is your best defense against injury and death if involved in a crash. So please remember, buckle up when you head home later on tonight. Here's Urbaez. 2 men out, nobody on. 8-8 game, bottom of the 8th. First pitch to him from Topa. Misses low, ball 1. Urbaez tonight, 2 hits, been hit by a pitch, reached on a fielder's choice. It's 2 for 3. The 1-0, swing and a miss. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bats trailed 5-2. Came back and took an 8-5 lead. Omaha has battled back with 3 straight unearned runs. Tied the game 8-8. It's a bouncing ball to the shortstop. Nice pick on a charge by Velasquez. He throws the first in time. And for the first time tonight, the bats go in order. We head to the 9th. Nick Curran back with the call, the score.
9th inning here at Louisville Slugger Field. Bats and the Storm Chasers tied at 8. The new bats pitcher, the right-hander Hunter Parks. He delivers to Peyton Wilson, down and in, ball 1. Parks, the 25-year-old from Gastonia, North Carolina, working for the second straight night. 6 bats pitcher of the game. Chase Petty. Here's the 1-0. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Petty, an inning, no hits, an unearned run, walked 2, struck out 1. Charge of the blown save, and now Parks, who got the save, his 4th of the year here last night. The 1-1 to Wilson. Swing and a tip into the mid of Banfield. It's 1-2. Parks, an inning, no hits or runs, a walk, 3 strikeouts to pick up his 4th save of the Bats' 5-4 win last night. The switch hitting Wilson bats left against the righty Parks. Wilson 0 for 4. Has struck out. He reached on an error his last time in the 7th. The pitch, a swing and a miss, and that's the first out of the inning. 6th strikeout of the game for bats pitching. 1 gone for Brandon Drury. The former Red 1 for 3, an RBI. He had an RBI single his last time in the 7th. He's also walked and scored in this game. There's a right-hander up and throwing in the Omaha bullpen. First one to Drury is low, ball 1. Righty against righty. I think that is Ben Sears, the right-hander, getting loose for Omaha. A 1-0 to Drury. In for a strike, 1-1. Parks trying to bridge this game to the bottom of the 9th for the Bats and give the offense a chance to walk it off. 8-8 game here in the top of the 9th. The 1-1 Low, 2 balls and a strike. Well, it was a 1-run game last night. Could be again here tonight. We'll see how things play out on this nothing night. There's been, for the second straight nothing night, a lot. Here's the 2-1. Low, 3-1. A lot of offense.
That first one was what, 10-8?
It was 10-8 Indianapolis back on the 12th of May.
This could end up 10-8.
It could. We're at 8-8 right now. If you want runs, just plan a nothing night. Here's the 3-1 to Drury. Just missed outside, and that's ball 4. So a 1-out walk issued by Parks. It's the 9th walk allowed by bats pitching tonight. 1 on, 1 out for Luca Tresh. 1 for 4, an RBI double, and he scored back in the second. He struck out his last time in the 7th, and we'll get a pinch runner at first base here for Omaha. Looks like Rudy Martin Jr., who we saw come on last night, is indeed Martin again tonight to pinch run. So Martin off the bench to run. 1 on, 1 out of the 9th. He's got a good lead, not going. First pitch strike to Tresh. Righty against righty. Martin with Omaha. 2 steals in as many tries in 10 games. He's got a big lead. Not running. The 0-1. Strike on the inside corner. 0-2. Tresh backs out. Hey, Buddy's just having a relaxing evening, isn't he?
Taking it all in.
Gotta love it. Here's the 0-2. Low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He doesn't have to get out there and do the Buddy Bat Derby and all that stuff tonight.
So approachable.
Very. It's good to see a celebrity be that approachable. Throw to first, got him hung up, a 1-hopper. Higgins picked it, runs him towards second, gets it to Urbias, back toward first, flips it to Parks, and tags out Martin. How about that? 1-3-4-1 on the out of Martin. Parks 1-hop that baby to first. Heck of a pick by Higgins, and they get him hung up. 1-3-4-1 on the pickoff caught stealing. 2 outs.
That's the second pickoff of this series by bats pitching.
Lebrand had 1 last night.
Right.
Here's the 1-2 to Tresh. Swing and a miss, and just like that, the inning is over. We go to the bottom of the 9th, tied at 8 on Sports Talk 790. Bottom of the 9th, tied at 8. New pitcher on for the Storm Chasers, the right-hander Ben Sears, the 26-year-old from Riverside, Rhode Island, becomes the 4th Omaha pitcher of the night. Justin Topa, 2 scoreless innings, a hit and a strikeout. P.J. Higgins leads it off of the bats. First pitch, bounce foul. First base side, strike 1. Righty against righty. Brett Squires has entered the game for the Storm Chasers to play first base, replacing the Royals rehabber Vinny Pasquantino. Squires will bat in the 3 spot. 0-1 to Higgins, a swing and a fly ball to center, racing toward left center, dead sprint, laying out, Rave makes, no, he didn't. He didn't haul it in, it looked like he had it. Higgins gets to second standing. Rave went diving, looked like he might have had it, but it popped out, and now he's down, and the left fielder Cross is calling for the trainer. Rave is to his knee, and now he gets to his feet. Omaha trainers running out there. It looked like Rave made a spectacular catch, but it popped out as he hit the ground, and now a long run out for Amanda Galone, one of the Omaha trainers, and Patrick Osborne trotting out there as well. Goodness gracious. Higgins with a double, his 3rd with the bats this year.
You know, as you said, Nick, he looked like he caught the ball, and then you saw him reach for it, and the umpire signaled safe. It's a lot of force hitting the ground right there on the shoulders of Rave.
She looks like she's kind of looking at his almost the oblique area there. They show a replay right now, and he went laying out and kind of went skidding down and just never quite had it. From here, it looked like he did. Bats are going to send a pinch runner out to second base. Dominic Patelli into the game to run for Higgins. So Patelli, a pinch runner. Rave is going to stay in. Great to see that. This copyrighted broadcast presented by Authority of the Bats in Major League Baseball and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the descriptions or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Bats and Major League Baseball is prohibited. Here's Will Banfield with a winning run at second base and nobody out. Banfield 1 for 3, a double, a walk, and a strikeout in this game as the righty Zach Maxwell is loosening in the Bats bullpen. Righty against righty. Lugo coming in at third, maybe expecting a bunt. No bunt here, and the first pitch outside to Banfield, ball one. Sears is on for the 25th time with the Storm Chasers, his 17th relief appearance. 4-0 with a 4.23 ERA. 44 2/3 innings, 47 hits. The 1-0, low, 2 balls and no strikes. He's walked 17, has struck out 39, his first appearance of this series. The Bats looking for their 4th walk-off win of the year. The 2-0. Banfield swings and pops it up. Foul back right of the plate. Mask off for Trash. Nearing the backstop. Makes the catch. Had to kind of reach back behind his head. But able to make the play for the first out of the inning. Patelli, the pinch runner, has to hold it second. And with 1 out, here's Austin Hendrick. 1 for 3. He's homered tonight. Back in the second. He's also walked. The Bats' last walk-off win was back on May 13th here against Indianapolis. A sac fly from Noelvi Marte. They're going to intentionally walk the left-handed batting Hendrick. That brings in the right-handed batting Garrett Hampson. Hampson has been on base all 4 times up tonight. He's 2 for 2. He's homered, he's walked twice. He's singled his last time in the 7th. Sets up the force out. First, second, or third. 2 on, 1 out. Sears, first one to Hampson. It's low, ball 1. The other 2 Bats walk-offs were provided by Reese Hines. A walk-off homer March 31st against Iowa. The walk-off single, the second game of the year, March 28th against the Storm Chasers. The 1-0 is inside. It's been challenged by Trash. We look to the video board in left center, and it did just miss high. So it is 2-0 on Hampson. The Storm Chasers down to 1 challenge left. Each team with 1. 3,131 here for nothing night. Hoping to see some Bats heroics. The 2-0. There's a line driving to left. A base hit. Charging across. Waved around third. Patelli. Oh no. Patelli held at third. Cross bobbled it a bit. And Patelli stops at third base. Looks like probably a wise decision despite Cross bobbling it. He came up firing. I don't know. It would have been close at the plate. Bases are loaded. It looked initially like Patelli was getting sent, but he stops at third. That loads the bases with 1 out.
Well, Cross had his momentum behind him. He came charging in, and if you knew he was going to bobble the ball like he did, you would obviously had sent him in. But had he picked that thing cleanly with momentum behind him, the chances are, even though Patelli runs well, they would have had a very good chance to get him at the plate. So in retrospect, still wise decision by Vince Harrison down at third. And the bases are loaded now with 1 out.
It'll be a pinch hitter. Michael Chavis off the bench to pinch hit. Patrick Osborne went to the mound, met with the entire infield. Thought he might pull the PK here and go with a 5-man infield, but they're not going to do that. We've seen the Bats do that several times this year. We thought we might see it against them, but we will not. So Chavis off the bench to pinch hit. Bases loaded, 1 out. Chavis hits for Sam Haggerty. Chavis on the year, 243, 15 home runs, 50 runs batted in. Righty on righty. First one to Chavis. It's in there at the knees for a called strike. Chavis started last night, went 1 for 3. Walked, scored a run, and struck out. Doesn't have to be a hit. A fly ball deep enough would end it. The 0-1. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away. It's 0-2. Chavis trying to come up with a big knock to end it right here. 0-2 pitch. There's a swing and a fly ball deep into left. Cross going back, turns around, gone! A walk-off grand slam for Michael Chavis. Four in the ninth, and the Bats walk off with a 12-8 win. 16th home run of the year for Chavis, his second grand slam, and this one walks it off.